Check once where the bros are here. Talking soccer, sipping root beer. From the stands to the pitch to your ears tonight. They break it down, no fluff, no gloss. Goals and misses, they count the cost. Laugh aloud while they analyze the fight. RSL bros, they're running the show. Kicking it live where the fans all go. From the mountains high to the valley low. RSL bros, they're in the know.
RSL Nation!
We're back.
Hey, everyone.
You missed us? You missed us? We here.
I think people are missing RSL more than us, but if you're listening right now, you are a sicko just like us for just all soccer talk.
Fair.
Yeah, because really, if you're watching the playoffs still, again, you're a sicko, which I've been watching playoffs.
I've been watching playoffs too.
There's been some good playoff games.
There have been.
Yeah. I think Miami and Nashville is going to be a new rivalry. I think it's going to be the latest rivalry. Kind of like we've had our little stints with different teams.
Like
Nashville,
Kansas City.
like Kansas City. I think this Nashville Miami one's going to last at least until Messi is done. Maybe. Anyways, guys, we are glad you are listening and stopping by because, heck, we miss RSL as well. We want to hear any kind of RSL content, opinions, because guess what, guys? This is going to be an episode full of opinions. Just full of it. So
If you don't like opinions, stay tuned because there's gonna be a lot of it.
no, stay, please. But you're going to say something, Christian?
No. My mic was just wobbling and I just stopped it with my face.
Stop it. All right. Cool. So you probably guess what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about everything that has been happening with RSL, all the announcements. We're going to talk about our opinions of all the announcements. We're going to get into what we thought was going to happen this season and see how badly it turned out. And we're also going to make sure we get into the international window because this weekend there are a couple of important matchups.
RSL players going against each other this weekend, so
yeah. If I haven't seen very much talk about that, so we'll talk a little bit about it. And then obviously Instagram questions because why
We have some.
there's some bangers this weekend. A good question. So
well, then I'm going to make sure we save some time for them. So, guys, without further ado, let's get into our thoughts pre-2025 season. Guys, all I can say is the winner of prediction time this year was also the winner of the preseason predictions. Christian, you nailed it.
I won prediction time.
He won prediction time by 1 point.
Yeah. 38 points for me, 37 for Christian, and 35 for Alan.
I'm really disappointed now. Like, I want to do all that over. And never mind. Well, Christian, you won. Meow, 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 meow. But Christian, you won
my face.
the preseason predictions.
He did.
I did.
But then again,
we
kind of like did a little merry-go-round with like the same three players almost. But let's talk about this. I'm gonna do the comparisons, the end results according to FOTMob. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Though MVP was technically announced by RSL, I'm still gonna go off of FOTMob. Just because the MVP, none of us got, because it was Cabral.
Rafa. Yeah.
We had zero
Hands
clue.
Hands down. Easy pickings.
Easy. But let's go over for all of you that want to get a visual. If you have Instagram, we posted this back on February 22nd, right before the season started. What our predictions were for MVP, Golden Boot, assists, our Supporters Shield standings, and our Western Conference standings.
And boy, were we off.
That was absolutely horrendous. So I'm going to go from the last category to the very first. So in the West, we all predicted that we would do decent. I guessed fifth. Christian guessed fifth. Marcos guessed sixth. Well, reality, ninth.
Like a truck.
Yeah, that was absolutely. I mean, I guess in between commentary, what were we thinking?
We were
We,
optimistic. We
Yeah,
had no
well,
reason not to be optimistic.
yeah. When I was making these predictions, I had my RSL glasses on instead of being more realistic.
but let's think here. We had Forster Ajago as our main forward at that moment. What were we thinking?
We were being optimistic.
No, no, I heard you the first time, but I'm thinking to myself, was I even like paying attention?
No, I'm just like you, Alan. I wasn't paying much attention, and I was kind of mostly basing it off of how RSL did. I think we finished what fourth or fifth in the season prior,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna get that momentum. But no, losing all those attacking pieces and Gomez and Chicho, that wasn't.
But I don't want to burst your bubble, but we already knew we had lost all those pieces by when we did
Mhm.
this.
Yeah,
So,
I was like, oh, yeah, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We're gonna bounce back without them.
so to Christian's point, we were being
Optimistic.
optimistic. Okay, supporter shield. So if we got fifth, sixth, our supporter shield guesses were eighth, ninth, and 12th. Reality? Do you guys know?
18th, 18th,
19th.
oh, 19th.
That is, and who got 12th was I forgot who it was, but they had
Marcos.
yeah, Marcos. Who got 12th? Find it fast. I think they had like 53 or 54 points, the 12th place. And we only got 41 points. That just tells you how far off we were this season. In fact, 53 points. I think it was someone in the Eastern Conference. They were the ones that got ninth or eighth place in their conference.
12th place
Was Columbus.
was Columbus with 54 points.
54. So they got like what was it, seventh in the East, something like that.
They got seventh, yeah.
Yep.
So that just tells you this year the East was super strong, and I think they've been
It
super
was.
strong for a minute, at least the past year or two. This year they just they showed it,
hmm
and it was no bueno. The West was tight, but the East was just dominant. There was a huge disparity between the top and the bottom of the East. All right,
Mhm.
the big ones. MVP, Golden Boot, assists. We're going to go in reverse. So, the assists, our predictions, mine. I said Luna.
hmm
Christian said Giogo. And Marcos said Luna.
Well, congrats,
Reality?
congrats, Christian.
Giogo with a total of 5 assists.
That's so low.
That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
That's so horrible. His his goal assist combo was 9. That's it. 9 goal contributions.
This
That's
was a
ridiculous.
very low scoring year for Arsenal.
38. We'll get to that in just a second, but that's ridiculous.
Oh, next category is going to be even scarier.
Next category is again Christian nailing it, but I guessed for the golden boot, I guessed flipping Markchuk.
How's that working out for you?
Did he even score this season? Oh, he scored 1, 2, 1, something like that.
Something like that.
Christian guessed Luna. Congratulations, with a total of 9. And I don't know what planet Marcos was on, but he thought Giogo was going to have a breakout
Hey,
year.
I thought he was going to bounce back. I thought he was going to bounce back.
Nope. Total of 4 goals for Giogo. You still beat me with the goals. Now, here's where there's a little bit of discrepancy. We're like I said, we're going to go off of FOTMA, but the MVP. Um, I guessed Luna. Christian guessed Anelli. And Marcos guessed Markchuk. Marcos, how's that going for you?
Fabulous, fabulous.
So, according to FOTMob ratings, the highest rated over the whole season was Luna. He got a 7.26. Funny thing is, Emeka Nelly was second with an average of 7.
So
So
where's Rafa?
that Fomov doesn't treat goalkeepers right.
I was gonna say there's always a bias against goalkeepers because if they're doing a great job, nobody notices. If they're not doing a good job, everyone hates them.
Right, right.
Yeah, in fact,
Except in our case, we love Huffa.
Oh,
Haf-
absolutely.
Hoffa got 8th on the list.
No love, no love.
Yeah, no. So it was a Luna Anelli and Giogo was third.
Interesting. Well, I guess
Very interesting.
Well, I was gonna say, looking at what our predictions were for preseason, now I know for next season, I need to actually be more realistic when I make this.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out my mindset. I mean, if I go back and listen to the episode right before the season started, I bet you we were talking all positive, like all optimistic, thinking, yeah, we'll be fine. We can do
But
something.
again, why wouldn't we at that point? We had
What?
no idea.
I mean, true. I mean, when we watched the preseason games, there, who was it? Oh, Brooks. Brooks was doing great during the preseason games. I thought that was going to be a hit. Um,
Hmm.
Jago seemed to be a guy that was hungry for goal, but who else did we have that just totally just fell through? I mean, obviously, um,
Like I really banked that I thought Jesus was gonna have a breakout season with RSL with how good he was from in college, but he did more for the Monarchs. So
I was
that
gonna say
that
you were the only one.
yeah, I was gonna say I did not believe in Jesus in this one.
I thought he was like good to have up and coming, but I didn't think he was gonna come in and fix the team immediately.
Yeah, no, and I honestly thought Mark Chuk was gonna have a year. I
Hmm.
mean, that I think besides Giogo not having not having a year, Mark Chuk also that was a huge disappointment. In fact, that's probably one of them that kind of ticks me off the most. Besides Giogo, was the fact that a young winger to replace Gomez, and it was like a complete flop.
well now you look at Dom, he's riding the bench for Cincy in the playoffs. So
Oh, he didn't even suit up for the last game.
yeah,
He's, I think he's gone. He's leaving. He's going back to Europe. He's going to go disappear.
Guys, I am strong with this opinion that at mid mid players from Europe do not succeed in MLS. Period. Um, and I know I'm biased, but any mid European player that RSL has had haven't really resulted.
would you put Matt Crooks in that category?
Hmm.
I forgot about him.
I mean, I didn't forget about him, and yeah, he's mid, but he was an older player. I'm talking young.
Okay,
I don't think we've had very many young European players. Ellie
Rusnak, Krylock.
Krylak was old, and Krylak resulted. Rusnak was had a lot of potential with RSL, but since he checked out like halfway through his last year, he totally checked out. He pulled a Chicho on us. But yeah, I'm super biased against European players, and no one can take that bias away from me. It doesn't matter if you bring in one of the better European players. I'm just super biased because of the playing style. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of myself. Anyways,
Well,
yeah,
I
go.
I think that speaks a lot to how much MLS has grown. It used to be a place where really old retiring players would just go and go "Bleh," and just kind of finish out their time, and mid-tier European players could come here and suddenly succeed, and suddenly the quality has increased. Where now the best of Europe are starting to come here to retire, aka Messi, Rodrigo de Paul, Suarez, um, Sergio Busquets. I think that's quietly somebody that we're not realizing how big of a deal it is that he's here. And then these mid-tier European players that are coming in like, oh, it's MLS. I can, nope. And they find it
Right,
too hard and they run.
right. I mean, yeah, again, to add to that list, you have players like Son. You have
Mueller.
Mueller coming. I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, the older crowd, but these older players were the ones that were dominating. This is like a 2.0 version of when we had, I mean, obviously Beckham started it, but then you had like Robbie Keane,
Yeah.
you had Steven Gerrard, you
David
had
Villa.
David Villa, Pirlo. This is a 2.0 of them. Um, the funny thing is, I personally, maybe because I was a lot younger and didn't listen to a lot of the echo chamber, but there wasn't a lot of complaints from those players that came to the MLS. But there's a lot of Messi and co complaints, and
Well, obviously, when Beckham and all them joined, there was less teams. Now there's 30 teams, a lot more travel, a lot more wear and tear.
Hmm.
I mean, true. A lot more teams, yes. A lot more travel. I would, in my head, it's like more teams. There should be a lot closer travel, especially if it's east west, because before, again, when to the Beckham time, there were 12 teams. No, 15 teams. It
There were
was
about
a low
12,
number.
12,
It was a
15
low
teams.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when you had to travel like every week. But now there's so many teams that you can stay on your coast and just have 2 3 hour flights. Yes, those are it's a lot longer than any other country, but sure, nonetheless. But anyways, back to the preseason. We totally deviated. Anyways, preseason predictions, guys. I think this next season, to Marcus's point, I'm going to study a little bit more in terms of
Hmm.
who's coming in, what is needed, and maybe more than just keeping a track of RSL. We need to, in fact, we, and I say we, everyone, fans, need to keep track of other teams that are doing transactions because those
Yep.
other teams are obviously going to be affecting us. We have to play against them. Um, so with that, let's start going into the all these announcements that have been happening the past 2 weeks since last time we recorded. We're gonna give our thoughts. We're gonna break down a little bit because really there's almost too much to break down. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole. So I'm gonna open up Handy Dandy Twitter, and since last time we recorded, there has been um a coach, an assistant coach that left.
Hmm.
There's a contract extension, actually, well, player contract extension, two front office contract extensions, and then the list of players that are being kept.
Mhm.
So,
Correct.
in that order, um, assistant coach leaving, Nate Miller.
Congratulations, Nate, because this is a brand new team in Boise. This is going to be a fun adventure. Fun adventure to build that team there. So all the best of luck for him.
Best thing to happen to Idaho since our family left.
In fact, I don't think our family leaving was a good thing. I was like, oh crap, that sucks. Anyways, but yes, Boise. First off, Boise of all
No,
places.
Boise's growing. Boise's like the next Daybreak Harriman, how it is here. So a lot of families are
Yeah.
going out to
Let
Boise.
let them go to Boise. Let me buy a house. Go. Shoo.
But then if I don't want our fans in Idaho to go all of a sudden to Boise and just
That's true. But it's
switch
a different
loyalty.
league. It's a different league. Unless
Stop.
MLS takes Open Cup seriously again.
I brought this up a couple episodes ago about having a USL team and an MLS team, and you kind of gave me the look like, you can't do that.
Oh, I would be all for it.
If there happens to be a USL team here in Utah, throw it out there. Provo, I would go be a
I
fan.
mean, fair.
I mean,
I mean, it's a
technically,
different league. It's a different league. You can be fan.
technically BYU had a PDL team back in the day that I used to ref, and
The Monarchs used to be a USL team. Send the Monarchs back to the USL. I would not be against that.
if
That would be better than MLS Next Pro.
well, I mean that I guess that's going to be my next thought process is if you send them, does that mean obviously MLS Next gets dissolved if you send all the MLS affiliated clubs, but does that mean that they can't compete in U.S. Open Cup? That I think that was the issue, and that's why they created
Well,
MLS Next.
I mean,
Like what if the Monarchs end up having a matchup against RSL? That doesn't work.
Sure it does.
It's just practice.
It's just literally just a practice squad against.
I don't know. Maybe we're just thinking too much about it. But yeah, Boise, great opportunity. I'm
Br-
happy. I'm happy for Boise. I'm happy for
Mhm.
Nate Miller because he was a coach before becoming an assistant coach.
Yeah, he was
Yep.
in the, I believe Louisville.
Yeah,
Yep.
in college.
In, in no,
No,
For
sorry,
him.
USL.
USL. That's right. So yeah, he's going back to and he's a great coach. I've had the opportunity to sit behind the bench a lot and listen. I think that's there was a there was worry when he was brought in, and especially with the other assistant, his name's slipping my mind, being paired up with Pablo because all of them were or are head coaches, and so
Correct.
it was like going to be a clash of like control, but they actually worked out pretty decently.
Absolutely.
So
Agreed.
so that means there's a vacancy within the assistant coach ranks. So who gets the promotion? Who gets brought in? Who knows? Your guys' guess is as good as ours at this point. I'm not even going to start speculating. But
No.
yes, assistant coach position open. Okay. Next, a contract was extended for a player.
Much deserved, much deserved, much deserved. He was only here for he's only been here for a very, very few months, I think 2 months, if that. But his experience, DeAndre, is what is much needed for that back line.
Yes. So DeAndre
Agreed.
um, signed a 2-year contract extension. So we have him until 2027.
Yeah. He's only
Um,
what? He's only 30, 33?
yeah.
Yeah. So
We need to get him on the podcast. Have a mate with him,
Have a mate with him. I
I
See
wonder.
think, I
how he
think
likes
I
Utah.
think he's probably drank mate with Messi a few times.
Oh, yeah, that's
Probably.
true. That's true. So, this actually, as much as he might have had some mistakes, we'll say, in the last couple of games, I think there's a lot of growing pains in terms of bringing in new players, trying to get used to teammates. I think that Marcus, you're right. This is and Christian, I think you said it. This is a strong point uh, in the defense. We need to be able to have experience and strong experience at that.
Well,
It's not like a
he
Justin
he
Glad experience.
he played less than 10 games for RSL, so I think having a full season with the club is going to be awesome, and he's going to have this off season to get better.
I was gonna say it's not just having a full season, have a full preseason with the team and
Exactly.
spend really a real amount of time because you think about the situation he was in. He was moving from Cincinnati to Salt Lake, an upgrade to be sure, but he's in the middle of moving his family, trying to get used to a new place, new team, and everything. And I bet, and I'm sure we could ask him if we ever get him on here. Second time I'm hinting at this, that
It'll happen. It'll happen.
uh, that he was just his life was chaos.
Yeah. I mean, since my he went to Miami, he went from Miami, he was there for like a season and a half, two.
Hmm.
Then he went to Cincinnati for another two, and now he's with us.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So,
he of course started in Seattle, then he went to Europe.
right. So if you're gonna give it the whole
Newcastle
story,
United.
Newcastle, Fulham, um,
Hmm.
other
Yeah,
places. Anyways,
yeah.
but this is absolutely good for our back line. We needed this because one, we didn't have a right back. We didn't have any right back.
True.
But besides Caliskin, which I still think that we should be playing him more than the defensive mid. Other
Agreed.
conversation. But this one is going to bring consistency and leadership, kind of like how Cabral came in and took over the captaincy and took over being a leader. Guys, I
Absolutely.
am so grateful that Cabral took over the captaincy because he brought a leadership that, even though the leadership wasn't like a winning leadership, it was a solid leadership. Very, very similar to Demir. If you can
Oh yeah.
compare
Mm.
Demir and Cabral, they're like one and the same leadership
I
style.
would have loved to see those two share a field. That would have been incredible.
No, just the voice and the command that he brought, not just for the back line, but for the entirety of the pitch was much needed in the struggles that we had.
Guys, they're almost like personality doppelgangers.
Dami, come back. You can
D-
blame it all on us.
but anyways, so
we
Yedlin,
we we get in a contract extension, and then we get two other extensions, but for front office.
guys, this one's gonna be a spicy, so let's try to organize our ideas because there's a lot that went down during this. But with Kurt and Pablo got extended.
Hmm.
I didn't read the exact number of years, but it says multi-year contract extensions.
I want to
Let
say,
me
I
see.
want to say, I want to say two.
Well, it's going to be 2+.
Well, while Christian looks that up, I'm going to give my thoughts. One of those people I'm happy to bring back. The other person, not so much. Pablo
Oh,
is the one. No, for me, Pablo. Pablo, I'm happy that he's back. I like what he's kind of brought for the team. Being able to the mindset mentality. Kurt, I don't know. I'm not fully on board with Kurt because we saw some of the signings that he brought. Cruz and Giogo obviously haven't brought much to RSL.
um, he's been here. Kurt has been here since. Da, da,
2 years.
f- funny enough, he's been here as RSL's technical director since 2021.
Okay, so he's going into his
Fourth,
fourth
fifth,
season.
fifth.
It just says multi-year extensions from everything I'm seeing.
Yeah. So
Nothing.
we're looking at so I share your same opinion, Marcos. So I'm glad that they extended Pablo because to our point, almost all season, I don't think the majority of the issues that were happening were Pablo's fault.
Agreed.
If we're gonna get into really detailed semantics, yes, there are substitution patterns that I didn't like. There might have been games where he started someone that I was like, what the heck?
For
But
sure.
the overall idea, his ideas, his overall coaching style, I'm not against. And right
Hmm.
now,
Agreed.
I don't think they have the headspace to go for a coach search at the same time trying to rebuild a roster. That is just way
Agreed.
too much. And I think that might not be true, but I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say that might have a lot to do with it because if we're gonna try to rebuild a roster, you got to have someone that at least is consistently there instead of just wiping the whole slate clean, especially with a new ownership. Now, maybe end of 26 you see it, but definitely not right now because new ownership, we're looking for
Hmm.
new players. We need someone that's consistent, and obviously the coach has to be it.
Yeah,
But
and we mentioned it last episode, 2 weeks ago. With Jason Christ now being above Kurt, I think having Jason at that head spot,
Hmm.
he's going to be able to find the right players that are going to be able to build on the pitch because that's not a Pablo thing. Pablo just coaches. He
Yeah.
coaches the players that he has. He doesn't get to pick and choose who he gets to bring in.
And another quiet contract extension that wasn't brought up, Tony Beltran, his assistant sporting director, was also extended as well.
that's true. I read that, and again, it was
He's
quiet.
he's phenomenal on the youth academy development end. That's where
That's
he's
true.
his focus has been, and he's done a phenomenal job. So shout out to Tony Beltran.
Yeah,
You don't get
yeah,
shout outs enough anymore.
It's true. In fact, I want to touch on that after I make mention of this, but the Kurt part that you were just mentioning that Jason's going to oversee and whatnot, but that's exactly what it is. Is Jason's going to oversee and I think if I'm not mistaken, approve
mhm,
the salaries and the players that Kurt
exactly.
is looking at, um, and I think that's where we might get. I'm hoping, and so this is my
Hmm.
opinion out there. I'm hoping we get more South American taste. Because right now, again, the European stuff that's been coming in has been underwhelming.
It's been a flop.
You can
Agreed.
tell me that Rowan Cruz is underwhelming. I'll agree. But overall, we've had better experience with South American than we've had European as of late.
Definitely, definitely.
I was gonna
It's
say we saw glimpses of Ruan coming into his own towards the end because it was clear. I think people expected him to come in and start scoring goals, but he's more of a playmaker than a goal scorer.
yeah. In fact,
And that's the problem. That's the problem with soccer highlights. They only show the goals. They don't show all the other pieces of work that are so important to a player being good, and we didn't see that. We just saw a bunch of goal highlights, and then suddenly he shows up and he's not scoring all these. He hasn't scored any goals, actually, but all the work he did off the ball and all of the passes and other things that he did that were so crucial towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and if we're going to stay on this topic, I'm going to go on a limb and say that it's because the players around him are not to the style that he plays.
Fair.
You can call me whatever, but I really think that Ron Cruz
Okay,
does
Robert.
have. Thank you. um, Call me whatever, Robert. Okay. But Juan Cruz does have the necessary talents that we need. I'm
Mhm.
gonna compare him, maybe wrongfully, but I'm gonna compare him to Matt Crooks in the sense that everyone
No, that's
expected
fair.
everyone expected a lot more contribution in terms of goals and assists from Matt Crooks, when in reality it was just his spatial awareness, his movements, things off the ball that really affected play. I'm gonna use Veron Cruz in that sense, and that's what he did a lot of the time. But with the lack of experience that we have on the team right now, I'm not sure if it jibed well. I'm hoping, just like everyone else, the off season shows otherwise. But um, I'm still gonna stay on the South American boat, even though Ron Cruz being the latest has been a letdown. Look at all the Colombians that we had last season, and the
No,
impact that they had. We had
and
we
and
had
and
Chicho and Gomez that had a combined total of 30
over
goals.
over 30 goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess to your point, really quick, Alan, something that people don't realize is yes, Kerr is coming back, and they're upset with all the players that he brought in, Diogo, Ruan Cruz. But to your point, Jason Christ has to approve every player that comes in, so it's gonna have to go through him. So don't. I'm very very confident that Jason's gonna bring in the right pieces to build this squad.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is going to be an ongoing conversation this offseason.
Yep.
But I have a feeling that there has to be. Maybe I'm just being a wishful, hopeful thinker, but there has to be something positive, more positive coming down the pipeline. And don't come at me that, hey, James is a free agent now and we can get him in 2026. No,
And
avo-
so is Joseph Martinez too. It's like no, no,
avoid them like the
no,
plague.
no.
And so is Neymar
Oh, shut up. That's another one. No, no
and
one wants
Paulo
those.
Dybala. Uh-oh. We lost.
Look, no, I hit mute. I got so excited I hit mute. Everyone was like, anyways, I don't even know what I was saying, but yes, I don't want those other three. I just want Paulo Dybala. Anyways,
But speaking
uh,
of rosters, can we talk about the roster decisions? I've got the list.
I know
y-
we got
It's a
some
long list.
it's a
it
long list.
it really is a long list. So
A couple
let's
surprising.
a couple of surprising. So let's go over that list.
Okay, so we have a good list here. It's a long list, and there's some surprising movements, to be completely honest. Some make a lot of sense, some that are surprising. So I'm going to start, I'm just going off of the RSL website. Out of contract, meaning no new contract, they're done, they're gone. The first one's a little surprising to me. Willie Agata, forward, gone. Zach Farnsworth, defender, not surprised that he's gone. And then Zach McMath, he's gone. He has also officially announced his retirement. Zach, thank you for everything you did for the club. We really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your retirement.
Yes.
Options to
Wait,
oh, sorry,
wait,
go
wait.
ahead.
I need
Like,
to ask
let's
why.
break.
Why on Willie? Why on Willie? Really quick.
I do I look like Kurt Schmidt?
No, but you said you kind of like it surprised you. Why does it
Well,
surprise you?
because he was a decent backup striker, not a starter, but he was
I
a decent backup striker.
I could hear people giggling in the back here.
Quit listening to your kids.
What? Really a decent backup?
From what
That
we've,
this is a new low. This is a new low.
from what we have, yeah.
All right.
Considering the season we had,
I would have preferred Peel over Agata a lot of times.
What
Obviously,
other
Pablo saw something in training that we didn't.
Yeah,
what other player
obviously.
what other players are on this list, Christian?
Wait. I'm not done with this out of contract. Zach Farnsworth, I'm
Well,
glad he's out of a contract. Do you know
there's
why?
more.
Yeah, no,
There's more players
like
on
I
this
s-
list.
like I said,
Stop.
we're,
I want to say I'm glad that Zach Farnsworth was off because he's the one that injured Pablo Ruiz in the first place.
He is. He is.
I
And that was
he's the
his
only
downfall.
yeah,
No.
he's the only one.
Tommy Silva is the one that injured Pablo Ruiz.
No, that was Zach Farnsworth.
It was Tommy Silva.
It doesn't
Well,
matter. They're both gone. Anyway, options declined. Four-star Jago, gone.
thank
Matthew Bell, gone.
Evans.
Kevin Lambert, gone.
Thank Evans.
Johnny Russell, gone. Tommy Silva, gone.
Good.
Jude Welling's gone. That's a surprising one to me.
Okay.
Okay, so I have two that are surprising. I'll agree with Christian. Jude Wellings is one that I thought was going to be
And
up and
Johnny?
coming. No, and Kevin Lambert.
Really?
Lambert, you look at the numbers that he put up so far in the USL on his loan. He's put up some good numbers as a defender for goals and assists. So I had potential for him.
Huh. I wonder if his option was a little too expensive because some of these players that we see that are like we'll call them no namers, they were getting like 200, 300K. That's a
Right.
lot for no namers.
Right.
I want to. You can sign me to be a no-namer. I'll be
You
a
can
no-namer on the
you can
team.
sign me up for the minimum of
I'll be your
MLS and I'll be
water. I'll be
happy.
your water boy.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah,
Is there any on this list down that surprised you?
maybe Jude Wellings.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
He's
Jude Wellings is a surprising one for me.
he's a youngin, isn't he?
He's very young.
15, 16 years old.
No, not that young. Really?
Let's see.
Jude Wellings, 19.
He started when he was that young, 15, 16 years old.
He still looks like he's 15. Baby face.
No, but I think any MLS team would be very lucky to pick up Jude Wellings because that
Agreed.
kid has potential.
The only problem is he hasn't had very many minutes in Europe for Pinsgau.
Oh, is he in Europe?
Yeah, we sent him over to our sister club over
Oh,
in whatchamacallit in Austria.
huh.
And he's only played 7 games. So
All right.
it's not like a huge amount of minutes. He did the same path as Pablo Ruiz and who else went over there? Brody. Um,
For him.
so I guess that's why it's surprising to me a 19-year-old getting released after going out to loan. So I'm assuming he didn't shape up or in terms of or he didn't turn out as well as they thought he was going to turn out.
Yeah.
Which all right, I can live with it, but it's still potential left on the table.
Yeah, the one that I want to talk about, obviously, is Zach McMath. We mentioned great career that he brought to RSL, but that leaves open who's going to be the second string keeper. Is it going to be Mason?
I think it's
1000%.
You think it's Mason?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I would put in Mason
Fair.
1000.
I mean, fair.
Orlando was playing him in Open Cup and in tournaments outside league, so
That's true.
he's good. I think everyone's there's a lot of people up in arms about Johnny. Guys, I was never on the Johnny hype train.
Johnny told me his first interview when he came here, I'm just here for one season and I'm going to retire here. So
Hey,
So-
he retired with us.
Well,
he
What a
retired.
blessing.
no official word yet.
True. He could be looking to play another year, or he could be looking to go back to Kansas City.
Or maybe back to
Retire there.
England.
Hey, Scottish. Go back to
Scottish.
Scotland.
Go back to the United Kingdom. That's more
There we go.
that's more correct.
Now, options exercised. I agree with this list. So, Jesus, option was exercised. Noel Caliscan, Alex Catranis, thank goodness. Brian Ojeda, thank
that's
double
that's
goodness.
a surprise. It's not really a surprise, but it's a thank heavens.
That is a thank. That's why I said double thank goodness. PQ option was exercised. Mason Sadokhar. Brian Vera, thank goodness.
That's another. That was a good. They just barely
There's a
got it
lot.
across the line.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then Marco Zambrano, which he'll just play for the Monarchs again.
Aw.
Um,
Aw.
then guaranteed for 2026, Owen
Wait,
Anderson. Oh,
I know you want to move on. I know we have limited time, but I really want to put emphasis on the Brian Ojeda and the Brian Vera
yes.
options exercise, because those two were ones during the second half of the season that there was a lot of rumors that they wanted to
Yes.
go away, that they've done television interviews that said, if I'm given the option, yeah, I'll leave, etc. So these are
I mean,
huge.
Brian Vera was linked with a club in Colombia that was looking to rebuild around him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Like, we
if
are fortunate to hold on to these guys.
if you
Big time.
give Vera the right players around him, he is dominant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you,
Agreed.
he's a good player. Just give him the right teammates around him, and you guys, he's solid.
Agreed.
That's been the issue. But Brian Ojeda, again, give him a good companion next to him in the defensive mid, or let him be the only defensive mid and put in an attacking mid. Play the diamond. He
I would love to see him in the diamond.
and he would man the defensive mid, I think.
The I don't think we realize how lucky we are that we are going to have somebody World Cup level player playing for RSL. That's huge. Like
Again,
that is huge because that's going to attract other players, especially from Paraguay. And I'm like, oh, Brian Ojeda is playing in MLS at Real Salt Lake. Let me check out
I
Real Salt Lake.
I will say though, he is fighting for a spot on the World Cup squad because he's not solidified there. So his friendlies that he's playing right now, he's trying to get his spot solidified. So it's still an iffy, but yes, he is an international. All right, you may go on now.
So
All
guaranteed
right.
for 2026.
Guaranteed for 2026. Owen Anderson.
Yes.
Little surprising, honestly.
Well,
Rafa Cabral.
if they're all guaranteed, I mean they were signed way before, like
Yeah.
last year.
Rafa Cabral. Rowan Cruz, which he's on a loan. So is that really guaranteed?
Loan is
Uh,
until the summer.
Till
Sure.
June.
And then we have the option to sign him if we want.
Mhm.
Emeka Nelly, Justin Glad, Diogo Gonçalves, Gozo, Aiden Hazarkani, Max Curve. Uh, sorry, Max. I appreciate you, man.
I was like,
Give a good beer.
Max listens to us, so
Well, get his last name right. Kirk Villiet.
Kirk Villett.
Sure.
Please correct me. You're welcome to correct me. Diego Luna, Dominic Marchuk,
That's
which
weird.
that's weird.
he's coming back.
No,
coming back?
I think he has a contract already.
He has a contract. I think
guaranteed
he leaves in the
through-
offseason.
Guaranteed through 26, maybe. I don't know.
We're gonna sell him in the offseason. Omar Marquez, Luca
Good.
Moisa,
Good.
Victor Oluntunji, Nelson Palacio, who is on
good.
loan at Basel in Switzerland, not been doing great, so I think he'll come back. Ari Peel, Luis Rivera, which who?
Monarchs player.
Obviously. Pablo Ruiz, Juan Giovia. I'm so sorry.
Giovilla, come on.
Juan Giovilla, Juan Giovia, and Tyler Wolf. And then ongoing discussions are going on with Javane Brown, Kobe Henry, and Sam Junka.
The Sam one kind of has me like, ooh.
Sam
what's gonna
has to resign. He has
Because
to.
if we don't bring back Sam, who's the backup? Who is the backup? Like,
Here's the thing though. I wonder if we can put Sam in Justin Glad's spot on the defense as a center back, even though it's a right side.
We saw the Alex Sam pairing a few times this past season, and it worked well.
it did. Would you guys be opposed to seeing Javane or Kobe come back
Against Javane, yes.
against Javane, but Kobe, okay?
If Kobe can pick up his game, not get injured, and take over
I was gonna
Glad's
say,
spot,
Stay healthy. That's the big thing for
When Kobe
Henry
was
for me.
healthy and he was playing for the Monarchs, he looked solid.
oh yeah. I mean, there's a reason why he gets called up for TNT.
Dynamite.
Exactly. And again, I'm not anti-Glad. I just think there are better players than Glad that we should be utilizing. I don't know. There's a combination back there that's not working right now, and it needs to be fixed. So that's a long list, but
What do we need, Alan? What do you see? What do your bald eyes
again,
see?
ongoing conversations. This is gonna be a long off season. Not gonna lie,
It's gonna be
but
an interesting off season. I'm actually excited and a little scared.
here's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to take up too much time because I know we have other topics, but um, I don't know how hard we should be or how much we should be spending on offensive players, especially since we just spent some money on Olatunji, on Ruan Cruz. That's already two up top. Are we saying we're going to
True.
spend a little bit more for a third one? I don't think so. I think we're going to
Oh, I was gonna say we get an attacking player and then maybe a defensive player because who knows if they keep Cruz until for the whole year because he's only until June.
here's what I think. We need to fortify with a big name in the midfield.
Ooh. Ooh.
And
Ah. Ooh.
especially in the
Ooh. Ah.
Alexi McAllister,
Then
someone that will take Giogo's spot
not
because
McAllister.
Giogo
Dybala.
is already an older player. We've already seen a season and a half of him that's been underwhelming. I think we need to get a big name player to play. We'll call it alongside him, even though it's not going to be alongside because we already have Diego and Gozo. We need a third in there, right in there.
Agreed.
Okay, Gio Reyna.
Bro, he
Gio
already,
Reyna said he's not coming to MLS, which I think that was a very good quote from him.
I don't know.
He's playing to Borussia Mönchengladbach's level, which is admittedly better than MLS still.
It's upper MLS.
Okay, to be fair, I'm not giving MLS the credit it's due.
Don't fall into the trap again.
I'm usually
but-
the one pulling you out.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I was like, what in the world is
It's the mustache, man.
it talks different in November. But
Beard's coming back. Don't worry.
Beard should be coming back. But I really think we need to fortify the midfield. I think if you have a good midfield, I mean, heck, if you're gonna bring it all the way back, if you have a good defense, you have a good base, it's gonna support the midfield, which then is gonna support the forwards. You can't just buy, unless you're Miami, you can't just buy goals. You have to
even,
build.
Even then, most of Messi's goals have been open field.
True. But I really think
unlike
that
Pinaldo.
Unlike Pinaldo, guys, in this podcast, we will never ever speak well of Pinaldo. Ever.
But speaking of international and speaking of, we got a big game happening this Saturday.
Yes, we do.
Marcos really wanted to go to that topic. He's like, let's just go. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
No, we got
What's happening, Marcos?
USA contra Paraguay. So Luna,
It's a big game.
yeah, Luna against Ojeda, and
For the
Paraguay,
first
they're not.
time.
Yeah, Paraguay, they're not the greatest in South America, but they're still heavy hitters.
I mean, you say they're not the greatest, but they did finish sixth, which I mean, they comfortably finished sixth. They could have. They could have, if you look at the table for qualifying, Paraguay could have finished as high as third. It was a four-way tie between third to sixth in CONMEBOL qualifying. What was the difference? Was it just goal difference?
Goal differential. They got a +4, and then Colombia had a +10.
Plus having the most goals. So, out of those four. Anyways, so Paraguay is a very scrappy team. But just like the US, I'm not sure if they're going to send all their A players because a lot of them play in Europe. And right now, even though it is an international window and Paraguay is done qualifying, I think just like other teams, they're going to try to look to solidify or trying to find the last couple roster spots.
Well, knowing that they're doing that for Paraguay, do you see in this kind of matchup that Ojeda will start then?
It's the hope. Do I really think he's gonna start? No, I think they're gonna put him in the last 5-10 minutes that they've been doing for the
Well,
last couple times.
both USA and Paraguay have two friendlies, Saturday and then Tuesday.
That's really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I don't like that quick turnaround. But the last time the US and Paraguay played was back in 2018. That was a long time ago.
And
With
Bobby Wood,
Bobby Wood
Bobby Wood,
scored a
RSL
pen.
legend. Bobby Wood.
And Yedlin played that game.
two RSL. Wow.
You don't get that every day. Let's see who else was on this roster. Um, nope, no one else. So, um, how do I see this game? I see this possibly. Uh, I see it wide open.
Yeah.
Because Paraguay depends on the day. It really does. If you look at their last couple of results, I mean they lost to South Korea, which that that's not good because South Korea is not as good as Japan, but yet they tied to Japan 2-2. Um, they've
Beat a
beaten
good Peru team.
Peru's not I, don't get fooled, but they did tie a good Ecuador team. They did beat a good Uruguay team. They lost to Brazil. So again, it depends on the day. They beat Argentina last year
Sure, they did.
during this international window. So again, I don't know what Paraguay team is going to show up. To the other side, I don't know what US team is going to show up. We don't know if it's going to be another three back with a bunch of MLS players. Um, we
The
know
three back
that,
kind of works.
but we know that Pulisic isn't going to play.
True.
Correct. Yeah, I think with it being a quick turnaround, the Saturday to Tuesday, I think we're going to see two different starting 11s in both games.
Mhm.
So
Agreed.
And
I
we're
think one. I think my prediction. I think Luna's going to probably start Saturday, and then maybe it's going to be the better offensive team for against Uruguay.
Or it could be that Luna starts both games because Luna is technically off season, and there are a bunch of other
Fair.
players that are in season. So
That's true.
you have to play that game of who's playing currently, who's not. Don't want to get people injured, etc.
Sure.
And Paraguay is going to be playing the same exact game. So that's why I'm not sure what kind of team we're going to see. I'm not even sure what kind of results we're going to see. But the hope is because we are living in the US, the hope is that we have a good game that shows us a lot of gives us a lot of answers to a lot of positions.
Mhm.
Whether it's a win, loss, draw, I need good play and I need a lot of questions answered because right now there are so many questions, um, especially lingering around the European players. The fact that they don't come often, I think that's what that again, whole nother topic. That's
No,
what bugs me with the US team.
I want to see in these two final friendlies that they take this serious. That these are kind of the powerhouses of South America, and that I want them to prove that they can compete against them.
Apparently the game against Uruguay is supposed to be a revenge game
Oh yeah, because of
because
the
of
obviously.
Copa America.
Yep.
Let
Again,
marketing do their thing.
yeah, let marketing do their thing, but I don't be surprised if the US does win, but I don't think these wins will mean much because of lack of players.
Fair.
So,
But we got a lot of good World Cup qualifying happening over the next couple of weeks.
yes, a
Like
lot of good stuff.
don't forget, CONCACAF is still doing its qualifying.
They
Be-
are Thursday.
We tend to forget because the big three, the US, Canada, and Mexico, all have automatic berths, which
Mhm.
leaves some extra spots open for countries that don't typically qualify.
Yeah, as of right now, the teams that would qualify would be Suriname, Jamaica, and then Honduras, and then the top two second place teams then go to the playoff, which would be Curacao and then Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
At this point, Guatemala is out. El Salvador is out.
Panama would be out.
TNT, Bermuda, Haiti, and Nicaragua.
Yeah, so there's two games left in the battle of CONCACAF.
And then UEFA's still going. I think is this the last?
No, I think they
They're
go
the,
all until March.
no, they're the same. I think they only have two,
Oh,
two,
It's
two
like
for
they
this
only
round.
okay. All right, cool.
a lot of potential qualifying going on starting
Uh,
tomorrow in Europe as well.
Before we get into Instagram questions, speaking of international stuff, and I know time running out, we have so many things to talk about. I do want to make mention there aren't a lot of people watching, but the U17 World Cup. Um, this is a good opportunity to see the up and comings. There was a couple of Twitter comments being thrown out there, and after watching two of the U.S. games, I have an opinion. I think
Sure.
I think Sullivan is very overrated.
Oh, that's a spicy
Even
opinion.
though he's scored,
Bro, he scored one pen and he scored a garbage goal. People say that he's this great creator of plays and whatnot. I didn't see any greatness. I saw a really good player for his age. He's really good. But he's very spastic. And so it's
Okay.
like he wants to, from my observation, it almost seems like he wants to be a Messi, where it's like I do something really good, and then I'm just gonna walk around. I'm gonna get back into position, and then I'm gonna run around again, and then I'm just gonna walk around.
Differences. That's old Messi. Young Messi didn't do that.
Yes, you are correct, 1000%. Um, who I did see was Luca Moisa. He played
Mm,
in the second
Luca.
game. And what I saw was a calm composure on the ball, smart movement, smart passing. It wasn't fancy. Nothing about him was fancy, but it was clinical. And
Oh, yeah.
that is what I loved to see. And I wish
Mhm.
I don't want RSL to give him minutes now. That's not what I'm arguing for. But I do think we need to keep him and keep developing him because he is I think he's going to be a really good asset if we can put him in the correct moments. Because right now in the Monarchs, he's doing decent, and that's a step up from where he's supposed to be at because he's 16 years old,
mhm,
16, something like that.
16, 16.
If you can keep him at Monarchs another a year or two, and he keeps progressing, I think you need to find him minutes by 2027. He needs to have RSL minutes.
The
And
I'm
future,
on board with
the
that.
future is
and I guess I should say Marquez as well has gotten minutes in this U17 tournament as well. I didn't see him, so I don't have an opinion. All I saw was I saw Luca Moisa and everything I just said. So if you guys have time, the U.S. do play on Saturday. They play against where is it at?
Da-da-da-da-da.
They don't play Saturday. Where's it at? Dead gummit. I'm looking in all the wrong places. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking right now in my head. I'm like, hello? Where is it at? Stop it. You're putting a lot of pressure on me and I don't like it. Yes, they do play Friday against
Ah.
Morocco.
Alan is just barely finding out that there is a search button on FOTMob. Everybody,
Stop. No, no, I was doing it the hard way. I was doing like scrolling. Um,
this just in, there is a search tab at the top. Everybody,
I hate you so much. Stop it. So
All right.
that
Instagram question.
Instagram
stop,
question.
stop. No, wait, 7 a.m. on Friday. Against Morocco. It's gonna be a
Cool.
tough
I
one.
will definitely be asleep.
Also, Argentina, Mexico again,
Oh
but
my gosh.
U17. This is gonna be fun at 7 a.m. as well on Friday.
Seriously.
Okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
on to Instagram questions. Your first question of the night. We're going to looking ahead on Saturday. Who's going to score Saturday, Brian or Luna?
Neither.
Yeah. If
If
I
I
had
had
to
to,
pick one of the two,
if I
I
had to
would.
choose, I'm gonna have to go with Luna. I think Luna's gonna have the.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more likely, but not saying Brian scoring's off the table though.
No, no. Next question for you guys. Do you guys think this off season will be good for Giogo?
We'll see.
It's the hope. Do I?
I said
It,
I said the same thing last offseason. I thought it was going to be like an improving, and no, he only
Well,
had five
no, no,
goals.
no, no. The question said if the offseason would be good for Giogo. It didn't say in what way.
all right, then what's good for him? Being traded,
He already took
maybe.
RSL off of his Instagram profile.
That's very interesting. And he doesn't have very many pictures of RSL. Did he have a lot of pictures of RSL before? I'm not sure.
Not a ton. They're
But
still there though.
yeah, I'm not sure. But if I were to be a pessimistic, wow, that's not a word.
Pessimistic.
Pessimistic.
Pessimist.
Um, I would say that I'm not very hopeful. I'm going to stay very conservative, and I don't see very many positive things.
That's fair. That's fair. Next question for you guys: who would you guys be more sad to lose, Gozo or Luna?
That's
You know,
spicy.
I'm going to have to go with Gozo because we see
I
at such a
chose
young
Gozo too.
age. He's 18 years old. He's shown more potential than when Luna was at that age. So if we were to lose Gozo tomorrow, I would probably shed a tear or two because we see what he brought to the squad this season.
I mean, yes, Luna did have more stats, did have higher FOTMob ratings, but I think the impact was felt more when Gozo was out instead of when Luna was out. When Luna was out, we were able to fill in with someone and we were able to survive. Gozo, we struggled a lot more on that right wing.
True.
Yeah.
That's fair. But it's like saying, hey, which Dr. Pepper variant are you going to miss more? The huckleberry or the coconut? And they're both fantastic, and you can't pick.
I don't
Huckleberry Coke? I
I
mean,
don't
Dr. Pepper?
I
Dr.
don't drink
Pepper, yeah.
I don't drink Dr. Pepper. It's like asking me if I'm gonna miss Fanta orange or Sunkissed orange.
Nobody drinks Sunkist.
Nobody drinks
Anyway, our question.
Sunkist. Next question: how would you reconstruct the starting 11? Who's in? Who's out? And who are you bringing in?
Oh, these guys
We don't
already
have
want to
enough
talk.
time for that.
Yeah, that's like a January talk.
Let's seriously, let's wait until there's movement before. But we should come back to that.
I will I
Good.
will stand on building the midfield though, switching out midfield.
Next question for you guys: how much longer do you think Luna will be with RSL?
At least through the World Cup.
2027, as in like he leaves in the off season between 26 and 27.
I agree. I agree.
Agreed.
Like, depending on how well he does this season, this will be the
Depending.
maker.
Yep.
This will be make or break. This will be make or break.
And I think you are absolutely right that we have to literally say it'll make or break because if he has the season like he just had, it's a break.
Yep.
He needs to start off guns a blazing and just keep going from there. Don't slow down.
It starts now.
Yeah.
Last and final question of the night for you guys: what has each you guys excited for this upcoming season?
What has me excited for the next season?
I'm excited for the new home kits.
That's right.
I
I'm
like
not.
jerseys though. Hey, if you don't know me, I collect jerseys. So this is not a facetious thing. This is a legitimate. I'm excited.
I'm not because I don't know if we can really beat the peaks.
Apparently we can though. And I'm
Well, it's not that we
excited.
can. MLS is forcing us.
I
MLS
know,
forces
but
us. Because if it were me, I would stay with peaks for a while and just do variations of peak.
For sure, for sure. I think for
I'm
me,
on board with that.
what I'm excited for this upcoming season is just seeing that change of leadership, seeing what Jason Kreis will bring in terms of new players. So that has me hyped.
Yeah, I guess the overall wording would be potential
Yeah, yeah,
because really there's a lot of potential for different things. There are slots open on the roster that need to be filled,
Mhm.
and who's going to fill them? We have money. We have DP spots. I mean, the possibilities are pretty wide open. It all depends on the pocketbook of the billers.
Agreed.
it's fair. It's fair.
So, all right, guys, I think we've bored you all enough. So
Hey, next time we come back, we're gonna be talking World Cup, baby.
World Cup draw.
December 5th, December 5th at 10 o'clock in the morning, World Cup draw.
We're gonna be taking a few week break here because well, I mean, it's gonna be Thanksgiving. There's gonna be some of us that are gonna be out of town, so we're just gonna.
Wait, who's gonna be out of town? Are you gonna be out of town?
The both of us are gonna be out of town.
Where are you going?
I'm afraid if I say something, you're gonna be like, "Why didn't you invite me?"
It's Argentina, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Marcos doesn't even speak Spanish.
Look, look, look. How about this? You can come because we have an Airbnb. You just have to come at the exact same dates as us.
I can't do it at this point.
Sure, you can. Just tell your job, hey, job, I want to take a week. Plus, we're going over
I've already-
Thanksgiving. What?
I've already scheduled all my time off, and I have my own family for Thanksgiving. But
I
thank
mean, uh, okay. We'll in the words of remote work, we'll take this offline. Oh, all
right.
never mind. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming again. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when we talk about World Cup. When we talk a little bit more about RSL. Hopefully, we hear some more news. But in the meantime, Marcos.
If you're not already, head over to X, head over to TikTok, head over to Instagram and follow us at the RSL Bros. And listen to us wherever you catch your podcasts on Spotify and Apple, and watch us on YouTube.
He was untying his shoes while he was doing that. I could see it. Anyways, guys, peace out. Till next time.